Let's be honest. If you're eating carnivore and someone says you won't miss pizza, that person's either lying or they've never really loved pizza. Today, I'm sharing a carnivore pizza that actually works. No flour, no plants, no weird ingredients, and definitely no disappointment. This isn't pizza vibes. This is pizza that you can eat and still feel great afterward. This has been a go-to for me in my carnivore journey. And before we go any further, this is a standalone recipe. No philosophy lesson required. And you can make this tonight. This recipe is for you if you're carnivore, ketovore, or animal-based without plant ingredients, and you still want something warm, savory, and satisfying that doesn't wreck digestion or blood sugar. And just to be clear, this is not for people chasing perfection, aesthetics, or the purist who wants to argue about variety on carnivore. Today we're optimizing for taste, texture, digestion, and simplicity. Most so-called carnivore pizza recipes fail for three simple reasons. They rely on powdered cheese flours that burn or turn rubbery. They skip structure or the crust collapses, or they overload toppings without a base that can actually support moisture. This recipe solves all three without adding plants, gums, or fibers. Now, there are two versions that actually work well, and you can choose one based on what you have on hand and what texture you prefer. Option 1, chicken and egg crust, and it can be a little bit more stable. Ingredients include 1 pound of ground chicken or turkey, 2 large eggs, about half to 3/4 of a cup of finely shredded hard cheese like Parmesan or aged cheddar, and salt to taste. To make it, you mix the eggs, chicken, cheese, and salt thoroughly and then press it into a very thin, even circle about a 1/4 inch thick. And really thin matters here. This version works because protein plus egg creates structure, the cheese helps with binding and browning, and there's no flour required at all. The second option is egg and cheese flatbread. This is the fastest, and this is my go-to version and one that I'll be making today with you. It's fast, simple, slices easy, reheats well, and it's also excellent cold. It's great for personal pizzas or quick meals, and I love it because I'm all about simple ingredients and things that don't take all day in the kitchen. For this option, you'll need 2 to 3 large eggs, about 1 cup of finely shredded hard cheese. I use Parmesan and an Italian blend, and a pinch of salt. And just a heads up, I will be doubling this recipe today with you. This works because the egg provides lift and the cheese gives you crisping, and it keeps everything very simple. It does work best with lighter toppings though. Today I'm using Hamburg on it with just a little extra cheese sprinkled on top to hold everything in place. But before we get to cooking, let's touch on a couple other important bits. First, about the sauce, or lack of it. On carnivore, traditional tomato sauce is out, but I promise you don't need sauce for flavor. Less is really more here, and too much moisture will absolutely ruin the crust. Now let's talk toppings, because this is where people often get into trouble. Stick to low moisture pre-cooked meats. I recommend cooking them just before assembling so they're still a little warm when they go on the pizza. That helps with the second bake. Great options include things like pepperoni, cooked ground beef, Italian sausage, bacon bits, or ham. As for cheese, mozzarella works, but only if it's low moisture, but aged cheeses tend to brown better and sit more easily for most people in the gut. And avoid piling toppings on too high. This isn't a Chicago deep dish. Now, texture expectations. This is not wheat pizza. It's closer to a flatbread with a crispy edge and a tender center. If you want more crunch, go thinner. If you want more chew, use the chicken crust. Now let's talk digestion and blood sugar notes. This pizza works metabolically because it's protein forward. There's no glucose spikes, fats slow digestion, and there's no fermentable fibers. If dairy doesn't love you, just reduce the cheese or use it only as a binder. And finally, common mistakes that I learned from and wanted to pass them along to you. Number 1, a crust that is too thick leads to soggy middle. Number 2, skipping the pre-bake causes collapse. The pre-cook is non-negotiable. Number 3, too much cheese turns it into greasy soup. Number 4, raw toppings create a watery mess, and having them still warm is even better. This is great as a dinner replacement after training, for social meals when other people are ordering pizza, and leftovers reheat best in a skillet, not in the microwave. As I mentioned earlier, it's also really good cold, in my very humble opinion. All right, now on to variations that you can try later. Once you've made this once, you can play around. You can try a beef crust instead of chicken. You can use egg whites for a lighter texture, bake pepperoni directly into the crust, or change up the cheese blend. But I do recommend starting simple. Now on to my final thoughts before we get baking. You don't need to suffer or pretend the food doesn't matter. You just need recipes that respect your personal physiology. This pizza doesn't break carnivore rules, digestion, or trust with your body. If you give it a try, I would love to know how it went, what version you made, what you changed, and how it came out. This community is all about sharing ideas, and I know that others will appreciate any comments that you're willing to share as well. Now let's get cooking. Okay, so today I thought that I would show you my carnivore pizza recipe. On chilly days here in Maine in the winter, sometimes I just like a little comfort food. So what I am doing, and I am adding a little ingredient that's extra from what I usually do. I will let you know at the very end how that works out. I have 2 cups of fresh shredded mozzarella, 1 cup of Parmesan. Sometimes I put in some Italian mixed cheese, but I'm not doing that today. Just the mozzarella and the Parmesan, 2 eggs, and then I am putting in some Italian seasoning. Now, if your gut doesn't handle seasonings, you can skip that part. It doesn't matter that much, but I usually do pretty good as long as it's in small amounts. And then what I'm trying today is adding just a teaspoon of baking powder to just see if I might be able to get a little bit more of a rise out of it. I don't know. We'll see. I'm taking 1 hamburger patty and I've got salt in there. It is Redmond's real salt. And here on the side, I've got, it looks like a lot more than it really is. I've got pure tallow, which I am using because I like to work in a cast iron pan, and the tallow helps to keep it from sticking and encourages the seasoning of the pan. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I will show you how we get it put together. Okay, a few things I wanted to mention. I have some parchment paper out. I have mixed all of the ingredients in the bowl, got it ready, and I have preheated the oven to 350, and I'm going to use baking stone with the parchment paper on it. Any kind of meat works great on this. You just want to make sure that it's cooked ahead of time. So last time I made this, I did bacon, and I wanted to do it quickly when I got home from work, so I just bought the pre-cooked bacon and then just crumbled it right up and threw it in the oven. It is super fast. So just going to finish getting this cooked up, and I will top it. Okay, so it is all spread out. It's actually just a round baking stone, and it's not a super big pizza. It is probably good for 2 servings, like half a pizza today and a half pizza sometime this weekend probably. And I have just, when I used to be a pizza eater years and years ago, but when I did, I really like a thin crust, so I pound it out pretty thin. And then I just top it. And then I'm just going to go ahead and get it in the oven. The last time that I cooked it, I did not put baking powder on, and I had pre-cooked bacon on it instead of Hamburg, and it took 15 minutes at 350, and then I turned on the convection and did it for another 10 minutes. I will let you know at the end with the baking powder and the Hamburg if that is still going to work for this one. So I will be back to show you the finished result. So happy with the way that this came out this time, and I'm thrilled that I put a little bit of baking powder in it. You can't really see it, but it's a little thicker than it was last time, and it cools a little bit. Then I will cut it up and show you what it looks like when it's all sliced up. Is this not seriously as close to a pizza as you can get for being a carnivore? Even though it is primarily cheese, even already, it hasn't even started to cool yet. Still super easy to lift up. I'm just so excited. I will definitely be using the baking powder in it moving forward, and I used 1 teaspoon in that mixture. Okay, so here is the finished product. I am so happy with this pizza. It cuts up beautifully. It is cooled probably halfway. It's still warm enough to eat. It's got just enough thickness. And I cooked it 15 minutes at 350, and then I did turn on the convection for an additional 10 minutes. But look at this beautiful, looks like crust on the outsides. Amazing. And how many of you, when you went to Carnivore, threw away your pizza cutter? Who knew that we would be needing that? Well, I hope you enjoy this video, and if you try it, please drop a comment and let me know what you think of it. Obviously, this isn't something you're going to be eating every single day. Boy, what a great treat in a cold season for some comfort food. Hope you have a great day, and let me know what you think.